did a curveball again. He did a curveball. He said English midfielder. You curveballed me again.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but when you think of who won you the Champions League in
I know.
2012, you think Didier Drogba.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm like,
All right, guys, welcome back to the Total Football Talk Show. We want to welcome back Ali after
Thank you,
a
guys.
week off. A week off.
we went on holiday.
Wait. You got to
He ran
welcome.
off.
We got to welcome Dania as well.
He's back.
He's back.
Dino is always going to be a part of us until we get him on the show. Until we get the real Dino on the show,
That's it. That's our goal.
he's
The
going to
goat.
be there.
That's our goal. Our main goal.
No, but welcome back. I hope you're feeling better.
Feeling a bit better this week.
Re-energized for the last couple of games of football.
Oof.
End of the season. Some interesting news coming out before we kick off the show. Real Madrid cancelled their opening training session.
Yeah, I saw
Apparently,
that.
the referee they
Yes.
don't like that referee. That
It's
is,
like it's like Anthony Taylor.
I would have done the same thing if it was Anthony Taylor there, but yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, they cancelled the open training session. We'll talk about that more later on in the El-Clasico, but that was just a bit of a breaking news.
No.
And the news is continuing on as well, so I think there's more news to come. So,
Yeah.
but the first topic we want to talk about, which
Mhm.
is something that impacted us even during high school days,
Ooh.
is
Not
when
really.
Jamie Vardy
I
was
was in
26
year
was
12, I
Wow.
think.
No,
Yeah,
it was
2015 was when I graduated high school, so
For
that's
me,
when
it
they won the
was
Premier League.
2016. So 15, 16
15,
was
16, yeah.
I was ready to finish school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
you're a
was
part.
finishing
old.
year 12.
Yeah,
I'll
same.
never forget that. That was crazy.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy announced his retirement. I think retirement.
No,
or
he's leaving the club.
Leicester,
He's
so he
leaving
could
the
be-
club.
Could be going to either Saudi Arabia, maybe America.
Who knows?
But he's at that age where he can,
He can go anywhere.
he's got the name.
Yeah.
So if he goes to Saudi Arabia, they won't be an issue. They
And-
know who he is.
He's got the talent as well. Like he's not the best of players, but as a
He can
striker,
he can get you goals.
yeah, he'll get you goals.
He proved his worth.
Yeah.
He did it at a different stages, and he brought Leicester up to the Premier League. They went back down. He brought them back up,
Mm-hmm.
and
And he stayed with him.
he's-
Yeah.
he's-
That's a
he's-
club legend for
Yeah,
you.
it's a club
he's
legend.
done.
Yeah. He could have had multiple chances to leave, especially after winning it, the league. He got called to go to Arsenal
Yeah.
because Arsenal really wanted a striker at the time,
Yeah.
and they still need a striker. Bear in mind, Arsenal. But yeah, he didn't decide. He just decided to stay. Out of everyone, and they showed a photo, and I'll put the photo up as well. He is the last player from that 2016 team.
yeah,
He's the last
everyone
player.
moved on very
Everyone
quickly.
moved on. Every one of them has moved on except for him. And now you could say it's end of a era.
End of a good era, because that was probably the most exciting time for Leicester.
Well, exciting time for
For
football.
football in general, because, all right, maybe it was a one-off, whatever, but Leicester still had success after that. They won the FA Cup.
Mm.
I think they won the Community Shield as well.
I think it was,
Was
FA.
it
It was
FA
only
Cup?
FA Cup.
FA Cup.
Yeah, against
Um,
Chelsea.
yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. Kilimanjaro.
No, but it brought something that was needed in football. I think it was refreshing
Mm.
for a team like Leicester and they didn't have an underrated team. I mean, look who
They had
came
a
out of
very
it.
good team. They had a
Mahrez.
very strong team.
You would,
Yeah.
but you would say at that time they were all nobodies. The only person you would say you knew there is, for Chelsea's point of view, Hoof. We all
Hoof,
knew
yeah.
Hoof.
Yeah.
They were the only people we knew, and Schmeichel.
And Schmeichel,
And
yeah.
Schmeichel. Okay. But that whole team in general, obviously, after the success, they all became something. Well, not every one of them, but Mahrez left, went to City.
Mhm.
Kante left, went to Chelsea. Both end up winning the Premier League, be in mind, and then they both went to Saudi afterwards. So I wouldn't be surprised if Vardy goes to Saudi now.
Yeah, but it brings me to this question where if Vardy left to go to Arsenal, do you think Arsenal would have won a Premier League?
No.
Because they needed a striker, and Vardy.
They didn't
is
need a striker, but then again, it's Arsenal, and at that time, I think it was Wenger was the
Yeah.
coach. So they were just top four. That's all it was. So they would have bottled it anyway. if it was, say, this is a time frame of Vardy now after winning the Premier League, okay, and then it was Mikel Arteta's one now, and Vardy went there, yes, Arsenal will win the Premier
Yeah,
League.
because it's a different style of play. Arteta's
Different.
more aggressive, more
Well,
in your
Yeah,
face.
They're a
but I
better
still
team.
think- look, I think if you look at Arsenal and how they play, whether it was under Wenger or with Mikel Arteta now, they need more of a striker that is like a Harry Kane.
Mm.
They need someone
Mm.
who will check in, who'll
Goal poacher.
pass, who'll play, who'll move. Like Vardy was scoring goals, and I
Yeah.
think out of the 20 odd goals he scored that season,
Mm.
only one of them was a long shot. Every
Mm.
other shot was getting in behind and slotting it in.
And that's what would be good right now for Arsenal.
Yes, but
Yeah.
Arsenal build through their strikers.
Yeah, but
Arsenal play through their strikers. Harry Kane, a player like Harry Kane would be able to do so much more than a player like Vardy would be able to do for Arsenal.
N-
Arsenal don't get it. Arsenal are going to play that through ball in behind from like. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know what you're saying, but the problem with this part is that if that was the case, Havertz would be performing because Havertz is pretty much like that. He is
Havertz was performing.
not to the degree of even you
But
can
Havertz
see
is-
right
Havertz
now.
is a
Are they?
shocking player.
Are you seeing? Are they winning the league with
Yeah.
this? No, they're not. They're not really succeeding still with Havertz in there. I think that's his second year.
But don't forget, he's been injured for God knows how many games now.
Yeah, he's been injured
was
for the past
performing.
few games. Yes,
He was performing,
who-
and he
who do
was
you
on
thi-
track to. He was scoring almost every game for them. I was scoring goal and assist every
But
game.
then imagine Vardy with his aggressiveness to bring that.
Yeah,
He would kill.
I think
Like he would
Vardy-
bring that. He's the final touch. He would have been the final touch.
Yeah, I think Vardy is more of a in-your-face type of striker. So he'll get in between the lines. He'll run through.
He'll do his
He'll
part.
run between defenders. Harry Kane is more of a goal poacher. He's there when you need him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'll be there for a header. He'll do. He'll get the through ball as well
Yeah.
and score. But I think Vardy is take the ball and dribble or get a
Drive.
good
Yeah, he'll
drive and get a good through
Mm.
ball in, and he'll run onto
And
it
that's what
score.
Arsenal was missing at times. Yeah, you can play those compact sessions where Kane can come drop in the ball and give the ball and then pass it through ball. Yeah, no problem. He can do that. But I feel like that what makes them struggle more, Arsenal, because they play like you could say in a slow manner of dropping deep and then playing the pass, blah, 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 going through like that. If you had Vardy, these guys with counters, can you imagine that? Like straight from Vardy to, Odegaard to Saka straight away playing a through ball to thing. Vardy. At the moment, you know how that's working right now for Arsenal? It goes from Odegaard to Saka, or you go to Odegaard to Saka to Martinelli, who's the one that's making that deep in run.
Mm.
Imagine your nine's doing that. And then you have Martinelli running with it. You know what I mean? It's a very, very attacking team then. And Vardy would have completed Arsenal if he went there in the
I
first
still
place.
think it would have changed their play though.
It would have been a
changed
bit
their
of a
style
change. It would have
play.
been a bit. I'm not saying it won't be a bit of a change. It would have
Yeah.
been a bit of a change.
They would have adapted.
I would have loved to see Vardy in Arsenal just to see how it
It would have been.
pan out.
Yeah.
Because
But what
if,
if?
let's say, the what ifs, if Vardy went to Arsenal,
yeah.
it could have been a completely different Arsenal. They could have been winning Premier Leagues right now.
Mm.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So they could have been fighting
Arsenal.
for a Premier League.
They would
But
have bottled it.
It's awesome.
yeah. But look, I appreciated Vardy as a player.
Yes.
He was a nuisance when he had played United, especially that season that they won it. But look, I appreciated Vardy because he was actually a striker.
Yeah.
Like he was an old-fashioned striker.
Yeah.
That's
Through
what
and through.
that's what the
Striker through and
Premier
through.
League needs.
And then in that season he broke the out of all people Ruud van Nistelrooy's record for the most goals. So how was it? What does it say?
It's the most goals per consecutive games.
yeah, consecutive games, and I think it was 11. or
11.
11.
Yeah.
And then be in mind, I think the last goal was the volley from distance
Yeah, it was
at the home game.
Liverpool.
Yeah, it was against
Against
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
When
Top
I was
wins.
watching that game live too, and I saw that happen, and man, I was just like, what a striker! Like you just knew from looking at that, like Leicester's winning it. Like that season as a whole, they always say it's a miracle, it's a fluke, or whatever. I
No.
just turn around and just go, that was football.
That was football, bro. I enjoyed it. You know what? I take my hat off to Leicester that season, man.
Well,
I
of
didn't
course.
complain one bit.
No,
I mean,
even when
like,
they beat Chelsea, I was just like, yeah,
you know
Go on,
what? They
go for it.
deserve it. I love
They do,
seeing that
they
sort
do.
of stuff, and it's refreshing for football to see that sort of stuff. See those sort of teams do
Mm.
damage to big teams.
yeah.
Because you know what? Sometimes we need it in football.
Yeah, you do.
It's going to get boring consistently when you see big teams just winning consistently.
Yeah, like Bayer Leverkusen winning the league, and then
Like that's
I
refreshing.
think it was 2 years ago or a year ago. I think it was Girona was performing so well in La
Yeah,
Liga.
it was the same time actually as Leverkusen. It was Leverkusen that was killing it in
and
the
Girona.
Bundesliga.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
And remember, Leverkusen were undefeated, not undefeated, but without a loss for how many games?
no, but they actually no, they went undefeated in general. That's what I mean. Like, they went undefeated
Until they lost the final.
No, they lost. They lost. No, but they went in the
Yeah,
league
yeah,
undefeated.
and in the league undefeated.
They lost
But
to
I'm saying-
Atlanta. I don't know why.
But I'm saying they went
Well, don't
undefeated
forget-
for so long
Hmm.
across 3 competitions.
Yeah,
Right. At that time, Girona was performing very well
yeah, they were.
in La Liga as well.
And I was hoping for them to win it. I honestly was. I was like, yeah, go, please, go win it.
Don't forget who Girona is owned by.
Who?
Citigroup.
City.
Citigroup, yeah.
Mm.
You know,
City
you know what
Group
they
owns them.
bought all these amazing players. They bought the league.
No, they
bought each league.
No, don't forget, Citigroup is not just Melbourne City, Man City, New York City. They own South American teams. They own Japanese
Yeah.
teams.
Well,
So
that's what there was
Citigroup's
this
massive.
whole thing
Mm.
about Girona playing in the Champions League with City playing in the Champions League.
Um,
But
yeah, look, props to Vardy, man. He's done amazing for the Premier League, amazing
Yeah.
for the game as well. Considering the promotion relegation that happened, but
Yeah.
he still got him back to the Premier
yeah.
League.
I do want to highlight something. If before we actually move on, we look at great players who stayed at a club, who performed at that club, highs and lows. I mean, Francesco Totti
Yeah.
Mm.
with Roma.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Steven Gerrard, but Steven Gerrard for
It was the
Liverpool.
same. Yeah.
Chelsea. We had Lampard who
Yeah.
stayed for so moved to City, but players who built a legacy at the club.
Mm.
And I think Jamie Vardy is that for Leicester City.
Yeah. I was like, actually expecting them. I don't know why, but I had you know how some clubs do it? They retire their jersey.
I was just
I
going
was
to
going to
mention
say,
that.
I'm like, are they
I was just
going
going to mention that if they retire that number 9
I
jersey,
respect it.
I would
respect
retire
it.
that number 9 jersey.
I would too.
Who's going to wear that? That number 9 jersey
Yeah.
for Leicester now is very heavy.
Very, very heavy.
You can't like.
Well,
and I
you
was-
you got a
yeah.
striker that won the Premier League. Is sit there like you guys just said.
Broke records.
Broke records, but stayed there when it got relegated, and then also brought them
Brought
back
them
up.
back up.
So like a player like that, like we said, is a club legend and should and will well not will, but hopefully deserves that retirement of
Yeah.
That
jersey.
recognition.
But yeah,
yeah.
congratulations to Vardy.
Good luck to him.
Good luck to him in his next venture, probably
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
wherever we see him. But yeah.
break some corner posts.
literally. But yeah, props to him. The topic that we're mentioning next is the El-Clasico.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, we kicked off the show. PSG, Real Madrid cancelled their opening training session.
Yep.
Not sure what's going on there, but I'm hearing that it was because of the referee that was appointed to officiate the match. Apparently, there was a few issues going on with their previous game. Bad calls going against Real Madrid, and that's why they are.
In
Pretty
other
much.
words, Suki.
Yeah,
It's what it sounds like because
I'm the one that's wearing the Real Madrid jersey too.
the thing is, right? You watch the games that have the last couple of games that they've played, and everything seems to favor them.
yeah.
Every call seems to go their way, and somehow now they've appointed a ref that might not have that. I'm not going to say bias towards Madrid, and there's
It's
a
not under their
problem.
paycheck.
There's a
It's
problem.
not in their
Perez's.
payroll. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but apparently, yeah, they've cancelled their open training session. They sound serious. For them to cancel an open training session is not.
They would. The thing is,
They wouldn't do it if they weren't. If
I
they were
think
joking.
what's happening is after getting kicked out of the Champions League and from the looks of it, not winning the league, the La Liga, they want to win something, and I think they're trying to do everything in their power to win. Now, if I had to do a prediction in that game, I'm actually, ironically enough, I'm wearing a Real Madrid jersey, but I'm only wearing it because it's the Clasico. But I see Barcelona winning. I just see Barcelona winning. That's all I see.
I mean, what happened last game they played?
Exactly. They got demolished.
The reason why I agree with you on this one is Real Madrid don't have their heads screwed on right now.
No.
They just got knocked out of a Champions League.
Yeah.
They've got issues now with the referee,
Mm.
which is pretty much an internal thing now with Real Madrid, saying, Perez coming out saying we're going to cancel training sessions and whatnot. The predicted lineup I've seen here, it's obviously it's a 4-2-3-1. Courtois, Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger, Mendy, Modric, Tchouameni, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Vinicius, and Mbappe. Your standard predicted.
Yeah. Well,
Real Madrid
Mendy
lineup.
just came back from injury, so he's predicted to come on, but who knows if he's going to start? Maybe
Yeah.
Fran Garcia might start ahead of him. The thing I would say is that yes, it's a big game. I don't know if Rodrigo will start. He might play Brahim Diaz, most likely.
Brahim's been performing, so
yeah,
I
but
think
Arda Güler is also performing. Man, the guy came on. He saved them in the last game to keep their title hopes alive, scoring with his right foot. Arda Güler scored, and then the game before that was 1-0. Valverde's rocket shot. So they're just, be in mind, they're just barely
they're edging it.
They're edging the win. So that tells
Yeah.
you there's something wrong in their game.
Yeah, they've lost composure in that dressing room, and I think if it
think you
was
guys
the, if it
mentioned
was
that
the
last
old
week
if there
too.
was the old Madrid, your leaders of a Sergio Ramos,
Yeah.
of a
Ronaldo.
Varane, or Ronaldo would have put the team together and said, "Listen,
Yeah.
keep your head screwed on,
Yeah.
because these next
Well,
games are very important." There's
to-
too many Modric can do that, but there's only so much they can do.
And
as
to add to
players
that
and
as well, leaders wise as well,
Yeah.
Danny Carvajal's not even playing, and they're the biggest. To be honest, he's their biggest leader.
Yeah, but wouldn't he come into the dressing room and say, "Listen, all right, I'm out," but
No, Ancelotti.
Perform.
Ancelotti doesn't allow.
really?
No, I'm just joking.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's
No,
a
I wouldn't be
don.
surprised. Certain managers are like that.
The thing
So-
is, like the as a team captain, as a leader, there's only so much you can say to change how people perform in a game,
yeah,
to affect how they perform in a game. Because what's going to happen is, I mean, you guys spoke about it last week too. Vinny's going to get that ball, or Mbappe's going to get that ball. Is he going to pass it?
Yeah, are they going to
Is
play
he
the
going to offer?
same?
Is he going to try and assist him?
Mm.
And that's going to be the biggest thing for them now, because there's a lot of, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? There's no connection.
So the
between the
dressing room
players.
is currently shit, you could say. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
I
I
don't
don't think
think-
Ancelotti.
I
would
don't
say-
I want to say
think-
it's a shit dressing room.
no, I don't think this Real Madrid team, compared to the other Real Madrids over the last couple of years, can handle
the press,
back sets like the losing-
the pressure.
not re- yeah the pr- not even yeah the pressure, but also losing a massive game in the Champions League
Mm.
and then coming back. Like usually you'd see a Real Madrid like this, like
Bounce
Ronaldo,
back.
and
Bounce
bounce back and go, right, we lost the Champions League, let's go
Yeah.
hammer him in the league.
Yeah, but I think
There's no
they
that's
got
not,
hammered in the Champions League either way. Like as in, I think that's what made it even worse. They got because Real
what I'm
Madrid will
trying to
keep it
say
close.
is what I'm trying to
but
say
they
is
didn't.
this Real Madrid can't bounce back properly like the old Madrids.
Mm.
This is a young team. All right, you got Modric, you got your older players, but these young generation players they don't know how to come back and bounce back
No.
after a loss, especially in the Champions League, because
Yeah.
that was one trophy that they really wanted to win this
Mm.
year. They wanted
It's
to
their
win the Champions
competition.
League. They wanted to win the Champions League more than La Liga. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
their
of course.
competition. Like everyone knows the Champions League as Madrid's competition. It's their tournament. They win it,
Yeah.
right? It's in their DNA. That's what they say,
Yeah.
right? It's in our DNA. But to see how they've been playing, how they've been performing, it's going to be a big problem for them, especially moving on to next season,
Yeah.
where, again, you've signed all these players, you've signed all these big names. Vinicius has stepped up, Rodrigo's stepped up. You can't say you don't have a strong team, because
No.
on paper, you
They
have
do.
one of the best teams in the world, and it's not working.
No, I agree. I agree with that completely.
Which begs the question:
If no, it's
do you move players on? If
well,
something
no.
goes wrong on Sunday,
Mm,
we spoke about the problem with their attack. Do you move players on?
no,
Do
no,
you
no.
change how you play? What do you do? What do you
No.
do in this case?
No, see, this situation is more of a case of, you could say, time. Not like time in a sense that give years and years and years. We gave Vinny time, and look at him now, performing. Now, Vinny has to play with Mbappe now. Okay, he had Benzema, who was being there more longer than him. Now Mbappe's came in. Vinny's been there longer now. and they just have to start gelling together. It's all about chemistry and working together. Once they become the equal balance, it's the same what happened with when Ronaldo came in. You had to get an equal balance. When there was Ozil, we were talking about this. Ozil, who else? They had Benzema. Benzema barely played when Ronaldo was there. Raul was there the first 2 years or years, sorry. So they needed to balance everything out. Yes, some players
They
will
had
go.
Adebayo as well. At one
They did,
point.
yeah, they did.
That was the jersey.
That was his
he wore,
jersey, yeah. Some players will go, but you will replace those players, and then you'll start making a team. At the end of the day, you're playing football. You're getting paid to play. Go out there, do your best, and work as a team. It's a team sport at the end of the day. It's not individual. There's no I in team.
The only thing is Messi and Neymar obviously played together in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Neymar went to PSG, and you could already see
Yeah.
Mbappe trying to. I'm not going to say he was being selfish towards Neymar, but he was.
So you're trying to say is Mbappe is the problem?
But yeah, what I'm saying is Messi went to PSG, and you could see Messi and Neymar connecting.
Yeah.
Messi trying to play with Mbappe, Neymar trying to play with Mbappe, but it doesn't.
Doesn't work.
It's not being.
And the
it's not going
perfect-
back the other way.
And another example is he went to Inter Miami. Suarez is there. Messi, Suarez, and
Because
Neymar. all
Mbappe's a Ronaldo fan. That's why he didn't want to play with
Yeah.
Messi.
No, but maybe it's ego.
I know that's what I'm saying.
it's
Is there a problem that we need to genuinely address here for Real Madrid?
Could be Mbappe.
Because the chemistry was fine. I mean, look, Brahim Diaz, Rodrigo,
Yeah,
Vinny, they play fine together.
yeah,
They try and play with each other.
true.
I think it's an ego thing.
Yeah,
I think
it's
And
Mbappe.
I
do you
think the
think that will
guy
change
he's
with
won
time?
the World Cup. He's sitting back. He's going, "I've won the World Cup.
At
I've
a
won.
young age. He's won everything in a sense. You
Yeah,
could say.
no, it's something that needs to be addressed,
Mm,
not by us because we don't have control of the club.
I'll give a call.
Madrid needs to address this situation because they've got a young talent there that can do wonders with the players around him. But for some reason, they're not gelling. We're not sure what's going on. But going into Mbappe, obviously getting purchased. He came in for free, I think. Was it a
Yeah.
free?
It was a
For
free
free.
transfer.
Free transfer. Like Madrid got lucky to
Yeah,
get a player like Mbappe for free.
yeah, exactly.
So take advantage of that. If you're going to build a team, if you're going to build a new Galactico team, you've
Do
got
it
so
right.
many good players, and do it right.
Yeah.
Because you've got a talent. Mbappe is not a bad player. He's a good player.
Yeah,
He can do so much damage. I mean,
He
look what
can.
he did with the international team. He's damaged
too many teams,
too many teams,
and he's very rapid. I remember when he started off.
except
his
against
pace.
Greece. He couldn't beat us.
And against
2-2 draw.
Argentina.
Well, now,
Yeah.
now, to add to those, well, obviously it's the Clasico. Don't forget we've got Barca. So Barcelona's team has, how you could say, just performing. They're just doing their part. They're scoring
They're just
goals.
doing their job.
They're just doing their job, and they're doing it beautifully.
And the thing is, you know what? For a team who is going through a lot of financial
Yeah,
problems, bringing up all those young boys,
yeah.
starting them in the team, building their experience.
Mm-hmm.
Pedri, Gavi. Now you've got
Kubasi.
Yamal. Kubasi stepped up into
Yeah.
that centre back role,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
They're
that's the
doing
important.
so
Now
well.
you realize money
Playing
is not
amazing
everything.
football.
No,
Money is not everything.
it never was.
That's why the importance of having a strong academy. There's your answer.
La Masia.
No.
So, and that's why I think La Masia and the Ajax Academy is probably the two strongest academies in the world.
I think you look at those the Spanish players in that Barca squad, and most of them play for the national team,
And they deserve it.
and they're what, like 23 and under.
And good on them, but look,
It's a very strong Barca team.
it is a strong. It's you could say you look at it and you go, you know, these guys are going to play football.
Yeah,
You know
and,
that.
and on their day, they are
Yeah,
they
like
are
you've
not
got
just dangerous.
the only
you do not want to stand in front of that Barca team.
yeah, but the only flaw with the Barca team, you could say before the Champions League, but for this Copa del Rey final is no Lewandowski. That's the only flaw. But
But you know what?
Ferran Torres,
Ferran stepped up.
Torres is
Ferran
doing
stepped
well.
up. He's doing well.
He's naming.
He's
He's
doing well.
doing his like his last name for the.
But
old
that's the
past
thing.
Salanians.
That's the thing as well with Barcelona. One massive player could be out, but then there's always someone to back them up.
Yeah.
That's why it's just as important to have 11 strong players on the field,
Yeah.
but you have to have a strong bench as well.
Well, I can use the best. I think the best analogy of this is NBA basketball. The reason why I say that is because, yes, your starting five is your best players and they'll carry the team. But when you do those subs and then you bring those bench players who, be in mind, only get like 10 minutes of game time or 15, if they're lucky, 20 to 25. Okay. And I watch it nearly every day, but NBA, I like watching the playoffs. It's enjoyable. And I always see the subs coming in. And then when they touch up and they start getting 10 points, 20 points, it matters.
Mm.
It's very, very important for your team as a whole cohesive to fight and do their part. You could say, as an example, who was it? They came in for, there was one team, Liverpool, when they played against Chelsea in the final. Alisson couldn't play. Who stepped up? Gallagher. Popped off. So he pretty much won them the trophy. Subs, people don't realize subs do matter.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, subs are matters. Impact subs. It doesn't matter if you sit on the bench the whole game, 90th minute come in because you know you're going to make an impact. You know, like how they always do those games. You know, they go 90th minute, 5 minutes to go, like out of time left. You're losing 2-1. Who would you bring? Who would you sub in? And then they'll give you names, Ronaldo, you know, R9 or whatever. And then Ronaldo is classified as clutch.
Yeah.
You know, so subs are very, very important.
I'll give you another example. You mentioned NBA. I'll mention the NRL, Melbourne Storm. I don't know if you guys know much about it. I know a lot about Melbourne Storm. Whatever team they bring up, they could have 4 players out. They'll bring 4 players in to do the exact same job and probably even better.
Yeah.
So it's good to see teams like that, like Barca especially, and you know teams in general in football that have those bench players that can come on and cause damage.
Yeah.
Because that's the most important thing. You can have 11 strong players, but let's say, for example, if you can't kill off a game, and then you start subbing on players that don't want to, that don't know how to
or they just want to play.
kill off a game, and they just want to play.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of problems. So
100%.
Then you're just having an Arsenal season all over again.
pretty much, literally, yeah. But yeah, look, it's going to be a very interesting El Clasico if it goes ahead.
Predictions? No,
It
will go ahead.
Predictions, guys?
Look, I'll probably go 3-1 Barca.
I think it'll be a close game. I think
It'll be Yamal, what's his name?
Rafinha.
Torres, and Rafinha goal.
So the front three.
Front 3.
The front three
Yeah.
will score. Honestly,
And Vinicius to score.
from what I'm feeling as a player, as a person,
wearing that Madrid kit.
I feel like Madrid's going to pull one because of what I just mentioned earlier. Like they need it, the hunger that might come out of them, and they really, really want it. I think it's either a penalties or extra time game, but it could be at least maybe a 1-0. But realistically, just to make it entertaining, I'll say 2-1 Real Madrid. And I think Vinny probably will score. And then maybe a cheeky Valverde, as always. Valverde with the goals. You never know. Maybe Modric will come. But sometimes Modric does come clutch in those big games, so Modric might score. For Barca side, it could be Lamine Yamal, but I think maybe a 2-1
What
Madrid.
about you, Ali?
I think it's going to be a very close game. I see there's 2 ways this can go, right? I'm not going to say Barca win and Madrid win. It's either going to be a very close game, maybe 1 goal in it difference. If Madrid come with the hunger to win, they want to play together as a team, I think they can score 2-3 goals. I think Barcelona definitely have at least 1 or 2 goals in them. But it either goes that route where it's like 3-2, right, or 4-3, and it's a very close game.
Yeah.
Or Barca's just going to run away with it, and it's going to be like a clean 3-0 victory.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, I agree on that.
Because when Barca show up, and there's no.
Yeah, but then that's the thing though. If Barca shows up and Madrid shows up, then it's an even game. You would say it's an even game.
So I guess it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Well, for us in our time, will be tomorrow but for everyone else, the game would have been done when it comes out.
Done and dusted.
When this episode comes out. So hopefully our predictions are correct.
And
Or
we'll clip
more.
each one.
yeah.
But yeah,
Carlos
No.
Ancelotti hops on, scores a goal. Have you guys seen the little clip where the referee steps up for the penalty and he takes the penalty and he scores?
No.
Penalty for Real Madrid.
we'll put that. We'll
Takes
put that on the clip as well. But yeah, good luck to both teams,
Okay.
and yeah, we'll see. It's definitely going to be an interesting game,
Mm.
not a boring one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back. A highly anticipated segment. This one is the Legend Locker,
Yep.
which we very much enjoy every week. Some interesting players that are coming up. So, Ali, what do you have in your locker this week?
So obviously everyone knows the story of Ronaldo Nazario.
Mm.
Yeah, everyone knows the story. You know, the way he performed at Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Inter Milan, through multiple injuries, many setbacks in his career. Everyone thought he was done and dusted. He came back, you know, with the weight that he gained, and he killed it in the Serie A, killed it for Madrid. Today I'm going to talk about someone who also had multiple knee injuries. He had multiple eye surgeries. A player who didn't score many goals. He didn't have many assists. You know, player over 500 senior games. You know, he only had about 95 goal contributions. But this player was outstanding on the pitch. Louis van Gaal labelled him as the pitbull. The player we're talking about today, my friends, is Edgar Davids. So in football, there are players who shine for a season. There are players who win trophies. And then there are players like Edgar Davids. Players who change the very soul of the teams they touch. Born in the streets of Suriname and raised in Amsterdam, Davids grew up playing street football, where flair was a weapon and toughness a necessity. At just 18 years old, he broke into the famed Ajax side, a club that taught him not to just play, but to think, to move, and to dominate like a champion. By 1995, Davids was part of the historic Ajax team that conquered Europe, winning the UEFA Champions League against the almighty AC Milan. At Ajax, he lifted 3 Eredivisie titles, a Champions League, a Dutch Cup, and an Intercontinental Cup. At 22 years old, he was already a European champion. But with ambition burning inside him, Davids saw bigger challenges. He moved to AC Milan, but injury after injury limited his time there. The move that was meant to propel him to even greater heights stalled before it could take flight. Many thought he'd just fade away, but Edgar Davids was not built to fade. In 1997, he signed for Juve, and it was there, in Turin, that the pitbull was unleashed. Under Marcelo Lippi, Davids became the midfield heartbeat of Juventus. A man who could tackle like Gattuso, pass like Pirlo, and dribble like Zidane. He wasn't the artist, he was the energy, the fury, the spark that made Juventus burn. He won 3 Serie A titles, reached 2 Champions League finals, and dominated Italian football for nearly a decade. His influence on the pitch was magnetic. Everywhere he played, he raised the energy levels of his teammates. When David pressed, the whole team pressed. When Davids ran, the team followed. He didn't just play, he led. But success wasn't without pain. Midway through his prime, David suffered a serious setback, glaucoma, a disease that affects vision. He underwent many eye surgeries, faced the fear of losing not just football, but his eyesight. He came back wearing protective goggles, a new look that became iconic. Many players would have just crumbled under the weight of fear, but Davids came back stronger. He returned to dominate midfield battles across Europe, not just in Italy, but briefly in Spain, at Barcelona, where he revived the struggling side in the 03-04 season, helping them surge up the table and secure a Champions League spot. Internationally, he carried the orange flame of the Netherlands. He was vital at the 1998 World Cup, where the Dutch reached the semi-finals, only falling to Brazil on penalties. At the 2000 Euros, playing at home, Davids was everywhere. A whirlwind of tackles, surging runs, and leadership, pushing the Netherlands to the semi-finals once again. Twice, the dream of international glory slipped just out of reach. But David's performances were unforgettable, earning him a place in the team of the tournament. Throughout his career, he faced many doubts. He faced injuries, losses in the Champions League finals, 1997, 2003. He faced racism, surgeries, setbacks, but every single time, he came back stronger. At his best, Davids was the perfect storm, the speed of a winger, the mind of a playmaker, the heart of a warrior. He wasn't just a defensive midfielder, he was an all-action gladiator who could press, pass, shoot, dribble, and tackle, sometimes all within the same minute. Edgar Davids didn't win a Ballon d'Or. He didn't lift a World Cup. But what he did win: respect, fear, admiration. Those are things that no trophy can measure. When you think of warriors who shaped football between 1990 and 2010, not just with artists like Zidane, not just the scorers like Ronaldo, you must remember the pitbull, the man who refused to break, Edgar Davids. All right, guys, welcome back. As you can see, there's been a bit of a change. I've got Val to my left, Nejat to my right.
I haven't changed.
But we've introduced a new segment this week, and it's a segment that we will continue over the next couple of episodes.
More than that.
Yeah.
Well, with just us, but I think we will start to bring people on for
Guests, yeah, for sure.
some bigger challenges. Welcome to the football
Total.
Welcome to the total.
Who's off? You don't even know the name, do you?
I was gonna say total football show.
Guys, welcome back to the Total Face-Off. Let's get started.
Guys, so Val has a buzzer. Let me hear your buzzer, Val.
You are absolutely right.
Mate, you are absolutely never right. We've got Nathan's or Nejat's buzzer.
G'day, mate.
G'day
Straight
indeed.
Aussie.
All right, so I'm going to ask you guys a couple of general questions first.
Yep.
And that will be round one. I've got 20 questions for you, followed by a riddle me this and I guess the player.
Mm-hmm.
The player with the most correct
Point.
answers obviously is the win.
Yep.
All right?
And then I think forfeit, we have to put an embarrassing photo on our Insta.
Ooh.
Edgar has a lot of mine, so we'll take that deal.
Deal.
We're
Deal.
shaking on it. We're shaking on it.
Done.
You're not playing. Go away.
Oh, yeah.
Done. Let's go.
You know, I'm glad I'm not in this for the first time. All right, guys. Question one.
Oh yeah, we gotta press the buttons. Hands here.
I'm gonna make sure no one can cheat as well.
No one. No. Don't put your hand on it.
We're going to put some music as well.
Yeah, of course.
Hands on the table, Val.
Let's go.
Hands on the table.
Which club did Esteban Cambiaso join after leaving Inter Milan?
That's perfect.
Olympiacos?
Incorrect.
After wait, why am I pressing the button? So can you say the question again?
So, which club did Esteban Cambiaso join after leaving Inter Milan?
Cambiaso left Inter Milan. I don't
You
know
guys
why.
want a little hint.
Hmm.
He helped this team avoid relegation.
Oh, was it Leicester?
It was Leicester City.
Yeah,
well
Leicester City,
done.
yes.
Well
Wow.
done.
Yeah,
In
Leicester City.
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
2015.
That's what I was trying to remember. It was a team that was like lower tier, but I don't remember who it was. Well, we're not disrespecting Leicester now.
Loyal team. Imagine, they didn't just win the,
The
league,
league,
with
I
81
was like,
points.
we just talked
right?
about Vardy, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Right.
Question two. Hands. Val. Who scored the winning goal in the 2013 Champions League final for Bayern Munich?
Ian Robin.
Correct. It was
Yeah,
Ian Robin.
I remember the goal.
indeed.
I remember the goal.
It was
Okay.
a beautiful goal.
Yeah, he went around the keeper.
Literally.
All right, guys. Question three. Which Spanish club did Dani Parejo captain for nearly a decade? You should know this, Nejat.
And yeah,
We
okay.
packed him so many times in FIFA.
Celta Vigo?
Incorrect.
Is that the whole question? What was the question?
Yeah. Which Spanish club did Dani Parejo captain for nearly a decade?
Ah, Villarreal. Or Valencia. Was it Valencia? Fucking give me the
He
answer.
had his guess. He had his guess. I'm saying he had his
Oh,
guess.
okay.
He had his guess.
Las Palmas.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Valencia. I
What?
said it.
No.
That's
He said it. He said it. I
Did
had
he?
him two answers. Yeah.
I said Villarreal.
He
and
said
I got mixed
Villarreal
up.
first.
I don't go
Yeah, it was-
mid-table in Spanish league.
Oh god, they won the
Alright.
Copa del Rey as well against Barcelona,
Yeah.
2019.
Bear in mind, Edgar is keeping tally, so
It's 2-1.
and we'll put
now.
it on the screen.
Let's go.
2-1. This one,
Mm.
we're actually going to see who's faster at pressing the buzzer. Because which goalkeeper did Liverpool sign from Mainz in 2016? I didn't say anything.
Is that it? Was that your question?
That was my question.
Oh, okay.
I was just commenting about the buzzer. He
Oh.
said, what did you
I
say?
know.
Oh.
I know who it is. I know the answer. Okay.
Carrius.
Carius.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, we're back on a draw. It wasn't a draw for Carius. Which Bundesliga club is nicknamed Die Wurzelf? I butchered that.
Wolfsburg.
Borussia Mönchengladbach.
So this team shocked everyone.
The Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayern Leverkusen.
Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen.
Didn't know that.
I don't know. I didn't even know they had a nickname for that.
It translates to the Company 11.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. I know the Company 11. I don't know the terminology for that.
Yeah, apparently it's due to their ties with the Bayern Pharmaceuticals or Bayer.
Oh, Bayer. Yeah.
Yeah, Bayern Munich.
Yeah. No, fun fact before we continue. If you drive past the Harbour Bridge, on the right-hand side, you'll see a big building that says Bayern.
Oh, Bayer, the brand Bayer.
Literally, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Very
Take
bad. I
two.
drive to the city.
Well, if you're heading off to Manly,
multiple times a
If
week.
you're
if you're
Yeah.
heading off to Manly on the North Shore, after the Harbour Bridge, you'll see it on your right.
All right, guys. Question 6. Who managed Chelsea before
I love how he looks at me.
Jose Mourinho's first spell in 2004?
Who managed Chelsea?
Was Hiddink?
No.
Wait, what?
2000 before Mourinho?
Before Mourinho 04.
Oh, Ranieri.
Ranieri.
Ranieri,
Correct.
Why don't I think Hiddink?
Zero football knowledge.
Zero Chelsea knowledge. Look at that.
Which Serie A club did Adrien Muto play for after leaving Chelsea?
Which Asian club?
Which Serie A club did Adrien Muto?
Fiorentina.
Incorrect.
What?
It's not a big six team, is it?
Oh.
Is it Parma?
No.
You had your guess?
Genoa?
No. You know what we're going to do?
Mm.
If you guys don't guess, no one gets the point.
Yeah, that's
Alright,
fine.
done.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
All right?
So what's the answer?
He joined Juve.
Juve. So it was a
Really?
big.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember him going there.
no.
Joined Juve. Apparently after serving a ban for a failed drug test at Chelsea.
Wow.
Hmm.
Sounds like Mudryk.
Which defender was nicknamed El Capitano at Roma?
At Roma? Oh,
Mhm.
shit. Manolas?
Totti.
That was the correct
swear-
answer.
I swear he said defender. Did he say defender?
Yes. So it was a trick question.
Ah, you-
But because he played as a midfielder.
Yeah, but you said defender.
Yeah, he played as a midfielder. He was defending.
That's
That's the biggest curveball
that's a
right
big
there.
curveball.
That's a good
I looked
answer.
at
That is a
defenders.
good
I'm like
answer.
thinking defenders at Roma. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the hell? That's just a big curveball. Nah,
He's going to chuck a Madrid now. He's going to cancel the training
I'm
sessions.
counseling you.
Who
I
scored?
want a different guy.
Who scored a famous overhead kick goal for Real Madrid?
Ronaldo.
No.
No. Oh,
Bale.
No, it was actually Real.
I was going to say Champions League
It was
against
Champions
Liverpool.
League, both of them.
It
against
was,
Juve.
it was, but the question read against you.
If it was against Liverpool, then yeah.
I was this close to changing it because he was just like Ronaldo. Who was the manager of the Bayern Munich? Who was the manager of Bayern Munich during their treble-winning 12-13 season?
And Ancelotti.
No.
Heinz.
Respect for that.
that's
Respect for that.
good.
I didn't even know that.
Why did I say Ancelotti?
Heinz, yeah.
And then he retired.
Yeah.
after winning the treble.
Mm.
That's what you do. Win a treble and retire.
Zidane.
Now
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. This question is actually going to be a good one.
Mm.
Which striker played for Birmingham City, Wigan Athletic, and Arsenal between 05 and 2012?
This could be wrong, but Hugo Rodiego.
Incorrect.
Shamak?
Incorrect. I'm going to give you guys one more guess.
Who played for Wigan?
Played for
Birmingham,
played
Wigan,
for
and then
Birmingham.
Arsenal.
He played for Arsenal.
I was going to say Wilbeck. I don't know.
I'm
why.
going to give you his last name.
Okay. But that's just his name. That's the name.
I'm gonna say what's his name? Theo Walcott?
No. King.
Ledley King.
Marlon King.
Marlon. No,
I don't even know who he is.
Ledley King's the centre back.
Oh yeah.
Who was Borussia Dortmund's top scorer during 2011, 2012?
Robert Lewandowski.
Moving on to the next question.
That was so easy.
Which club did Clarence Seedorf first win a Champions League title with?
That was
AC Milan.
Incorrect.
Real Madrid.
Incorrect. So if you guys were paying attention to the story, I was
Ajax.
Oh,
Ajax.
saying
Ajax.
before.
Ajax?
Yeah. But you guess incorrect, so I'm going to give you that.
Yeah.
But, so Seedorf, Rijkaard,
Mm.
and
Edgar David.
all
Yeah.
played at Ajax together.
What a midfield, but
Mm.
He then went on to move to AC Milan and he won it there
Mm.
twice.
good on him.
Last question for this segment.
Mm-hmm.
Which English midfielder scored the winning goal for Chelsea in the 2012 Champions League final?
Didier Drogba.
Did he do a curveball again? He did a curveball. He said English midfielder. You curveballed me again.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but when you think of who won you the Champions League
Yeah, I
in
know.
2012, you think Didier Drogba.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm like, what the? I look at him. I go, what is this guy
But you're
talking
like-
about?
and then he's probably like, whoa, was it Lampard?
No,
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
he
like
said
thinking-
English.
I'm thinking English. I'm like, yeah, stop doing curveballs. I don't like that. I hate it. I hate it because it makes me my mind
Well,
goes somewhere
Chelsea's an English team, is it not?
Yeah, but you said English player.
You said English midfielder, so that makes me think
Yeah.
of Lampard straight away. And then I'm like thinking, yeah, he scored over here, and then I'm like, okay, but then he
think
said
he's
Champions League
tossed-
final. I'm like, what's going on?
I
There was
think
only
he's,
one goal for us.
tossed the game to me. Like
Drogba.
he's
Yeah, straight out. I don't want my embarrassing photos out, man.
Drogba scored.
Edgar has so many of
Drogba
me.
scored the equalizer.
Yeah, I know, but that was
Mm.
the goal. That was the only goal,
Yeah, then they won
and he was in English.
it. Yes, he was.
Alrighty.
Okay,
What's the-
go. So we're gonna move on to guess the player.
No curveballs, yeah.
No curveballs.
Yeah, not a Frenchman, but then he's a German man.
He's French, but he's Italian.
It's it's Hakimi.
He's got an Italian accent, but he's French.
All right, boys.
Musa Dembele.
I played for
Moroccan.
Porto. I played for Porto,
Mm.
Monaco, and Madrid.
James Rodriguez.
Known for my deadly finishing. I played for Porto, Monaco.
Oh, I know it.
Fernando Morientes.
No,
No, Falcao.
Falcao.
Yeah.
Did he play
Correct.
for Real Madrid?
No. Because he's did
Atletico
another
Madrid.
curveball. He
I was
didn't
at a
say.
curveball. I didn't say Atletico.
He's meant to say
I said
Atletico
Madrid.
Madrid. He pulled you off because he pulled me off because
Oh.
because James Rodriguez went from Porto to Monaco. Well, not Monaco. He went to Monaco, and then he went to Real Madrid.
Oh, okay.
Falcao was the same
Right.
thing, but he went to Atletico Madrid.
All right.
He curveballed.
And James wasn't known for his deadly finish.
Yeah, he only had one volley.
Except Colombia. That,
That one volley.
Yeah.
One volley.
Question 2. I was a Brazilian winger at Lyon who loved long-range goals.
Juninho.
Juninho.
I don't know why Nene came to my mind.
Go back to last week's
segment. Yeah.
Legend locker.
Yep.
I played for Juve and Arsenal. Oh, this is gonna be a very hard one.
Betner.
No. But struggled with injuries at both.
Uh,
Who am I?
Played at
Juve and Arsenal.
Yeah, this is a very hard one.
Juve and Arsenal.
Juve and
So
Arsenal.
Arsene Wenger once called him a gamble of a signing.
Big money's already answered.
Yeah,
So I'm
you
just,
gotta
I'm
go,
just
yeah.
trying to think. I've got no clue.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, I'm going to take my time.
Juve and Arsenal.
Played for Juve and Arsenal. Why does
Aw.
Flaminin comes to my mind? I don't know why. Flaminin.
Amori Bischoff.
No, I would
It's a
never
very
got that.
hard one. No one's gonna guess
No one's
No.
going to get that.
I was a German midfielder at Bayern Munich before becoming a World Cup winning manager. Who am I?
Better not be a fucking curveball.
It's not.
German player. Good.
Becoming
He
a
led
manager.
Bayern to a six-tuple season. Was a German midfielder at Bayern Munich.
Jurgen Klinsmann.
No.
He is still coaching.
Johan Low. Is it Johan Low?
He is still coaching. Coaching one of the best teams in the world.
Oh, what's his name?
Why am I getting mind blanked? Being so mind blanked. German midfielder.
Barca coach.
Oh, Hansi Flick.
Hansi Flick.
I said the Barca coach.
Nah, I got it. No, I said the name. I said the name.
Well, you both got it wrong.
I didn't care. Put that point up.
I captained Valencia under Rafa Benitez and was a rock at the back. Who am I? He won 2 La Liga titles with Valencia.
Oof.
Ooh, we're going way back now.
Way back.
I have no clue. I have no clue. There's a lot of centre backs from Valencia.
From Valencia.
Valencia.
Um,
Balenciaga.
Yeah, no, I'm blank on that one.
David
Yes.
Albelda.
Who?
David Albelda.
No, I would have never got that.
I caught me off guard as well. I saw Rafa Benitez, Valencia. I'm like, I'll read the question.
Mm.
I was a fast Senegalese striker at Liverpool.
Dribble Cisse.
Yeah, it was the only Senegalese striker I knew. I was like, he went to
That was a
Newcastle. I was
good
so
answer.
confused.
Yeah, it was famous for my goal against Chelsea in 2006.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was waiting
The
for
blonde hair.
Yeah, but he played for Newcastle.
Played for Panathinaikos as well in the Greek
Yeah.
league.
See, that question is a curveball on its own
Yeah.
because he was said it at Liverpool, and then he scored a famous goal against this. And then, but which team was he playing then?
And you guys-
Newcastle. Wanker. Wanker. Wanker.
I was a Serbian defender at Lazio
Vidic.
No.
who had a deadly long range shot.
Serbian defender at Lazio.
It's your turn to answer, you know.
He later played at Man City under Roberto Mancini.
Oh, I know who it is. I know who it is.
What's his name?
He doesn't get it. Can I guess?
9, 8, 7,
Jokic. No.
6.
No.
He
5,
had black hair and he was like,
4,
oh, yeah, I know him.
3.
No, I don't know.
2.
Is it Kolarov?
Kolarov.
Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't. No, I was
love
thinking
watching
someone else.
Kolarov
Yeah.
play.
Kolarov, yeah.
I was thinking
Every
so
time
someone
we
else.
got the
slow,
ball,
bro. He
he's
was
just
such a
like,
slow player. It was so slow. Hazard will beat him in a football.
All right, guys. Now for a riddle me this.
Third round.
Round 3.
Third and final round. Depending on the points. Edgar will let us know what the points is. And then if we need to go showdown, we'll do a showdown.
I wear claret and blue. I have a lion on my badge. I shocked Europe in 1982. Who am I?
You shocked Europe in 1982.
It's an Aston Villa player
It is
Not an Aston Villa player.
it's the
because
team.
he's wearing claret and blue and he's got
It's
a
the
lion.
team. The team. Aston Villa. I'll take that answer. Aston Villa.
Are we doing team or are we doing player?
Doing player.
Well, I
but
said riddle
I
me
said-
this. I didn't say it was a player or a team.
He really wants
I
me
think
to win.
Val's winning.
Straight out. I was tripping out. I'm
Well,
looking
stop
for a
assuming.
player. I didn't know we were naming a team.
Yeah, Claret
Far
and Blue, Lion.
I'm getting shafted here.
I literally said I have a lion on my badge.
Yeah, then I would have just turned around. Yeah, then I would have said, yeah, okay, Chelsea or freaking thing, Aston Villa, but nothing came to my
Oh
mind.
yeah,
on that.
speaking of Chelsea,
Mm.
I'm blue.
Okay.
Fierce in defense.
Mm-hmm.
My fans call me the Toffees.
Mm-hmm.
Who am
I was gonna say
Everton.
Everton? Val, once again.
I'm
I
getting
think it's
confused.
gonna
Half the
lead.
time I'm thinking is it a player
Hold
or
on,
is it a
guys, hold on,
team?
guys, wait.
Is it team riddles or is it?
Mrs. Producer, what's the score at the moment? So Val's currently leading by 3 points. I rose to power in the 2000s, built a dynasty of tiki-taka football.
Barcelona. Oh
Barcelona.
yeah, now it's a team.
It's always a team.
It's always a team now.
It's
Okay.
always a team.
I prefer the Barca, like player wise.
I'm famous for my wall.
Borussia Dortmund. The yellow wall.
The yellow wall. Yeah.
I wear red and white. I lost the 2002 UCL final, and my nickname is
Oh
Bayern Munich.
no, it's Arsenal.
Oh,
Arsenal, isn't it?
it's not
Arsenal.
No.
2002 UCL final.
Oh, Ajax.
They're a team in La Liga.
Okay. Where's what color you said?
Red and white.
They wore
Oh, Atletico Madrid.
No, there's no.
But they weren't in UCL too. No.
Who am I? Parejo,
Valencia.
Valencia.
Red and white.
Yes.
Valencia, red and
It's
white.
red and white.
Yes. Not now, maybe back then.
I'm telling you about it. There's too many curveballs, man.
Look it up.
I'm confused.
I'm looking this up.
Look it up.
I'm tripping out, man. Red and white
2002 Valencia.
jersey, just like that.
That to the camera. Does that look like red and white to you?
Show me.
It's just white and black.
That's their white kit. Show the other kit.
That was the UCL final.
Yeah, look at their other kit.
Bayern Munich.
Look at their other kit. Valencia's other
But
kit.
this is what they wore in the final.
No,
The question
I'm
doesn't
telling you,
say
Ali-
they
Ali's
wore
done
white
too
and
many
red
curveballs.
in the final.
What is that?
I didn't say they wear white and red in the final. I said I wear white and red.
I wear white and red.
Yeah, but
That
Valencia
still
don't
doesn't
wear
make
red.
no. You know what? We'll move on, guys. All
Next
I know is
question.
I'm going to be speaking to my lawyer tonight.
Next question. I'm a German team, famous for my rivalry with Bayern and my royal blue kits. Who am
You got it.
Schalke?
Schalke?
It's Schalke.
Yeah.
Shout out George Timotheo.
Alrighty. This one's going to be very easy. So let's see who can
Alrighty, mate.
hit the buzzer first. I'm Italian,
Okay.
black and blue.
Alessandro Del Piero.
Now, are we doing players now?
Or Juventus. I don't know.
Treble winners in 2010.
Inter Milan. Black and blue.
Oh, black and blue.
Yeah.
Oh, you said white and black.
No. Black and blue.
I'm not. Bro, these
He
headsets
was
are
black
bad.
and he's like, you know what? Juventus.
Yeah, my bad.
I shocked Barcelona in the Champions League with a 4-0 win at Anfield.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Crikey.
Crikey, mates. Last two questions. I have a famous eagle. I play at Stadio Olimpico. I love my Coppa Italia. Who am I?
Lazio.
Lazio.
I think I've won the game.
Probably.
Edda,
that-
get
was that
those
the last
photos ready of Nejat.
She has a
The
good one.
last question.
Oh, last question.
this
Oh.
round.
Maybe I might be winning this one. I've got no clue. I think I've lost, but.
I'm Spanish.
Oh, really? Hola.
A royal team,
Mm.
but not Madrid. My badge has a crown. Who am I?
Las Palmas. Because they got a crown on their head.
Is he white? I don't know. You're going to say like if he's white or not.
Las Palmas has a badge. As a
Is he white or
crown.
not?
He's not right.
He's not white. That's what I was going to say.
Bro,
You said
nearly
there's a
every
crown.
Spanish team has a crown on
I
there.
know, that's what I'm
Like,
thinking. All the crowns.
A
on it.
royal team.
Yeah, I don't know why Atletico Bilbao's not one.
If I say Real Madrid, it's Real Madrid.
It's not Real Madrid.
It's not Atletico. It's not Barca. Not Villarreal. It's not Valencia. It's not. What was the other one I said? It's not. Oh, man, what's the other ones? What's the other big ones?
I'm a royal team,
Yeah, you could be royal, but
but
fuck.
not Real Madrid.
Real Betis.
My badge has a
Real
crown.
Betis.
Oh,
Real Betis or no?
I am.
What's the answer?
Real Sociedad.
Real Sociedad.
Sociedad. Yeah.
Thank you
Trying
very
to think.
much.
All you have to do is say is Kubo.
So I
my
think-
All right,
Um,
guys, that actually concludes everything.
Yeah.
Concludes the quiz today. That was actually fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
'Cause, you know, winning is fun.
Yeah, and I hope
So-
I hope everyone at home enjoyed our game as well. Hopefully you guys didn't cheat and pause the video.
Everyone was on Google.
Yeah.
There were some
Um,
hard ones in there, but
There were some hard ones,
ones.
but there was a lot of
I
curveballs in there.
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about.
I
But
don't
there's
know.
too
I
many
got those
curveballs.
curveballs. We got them right.
Yeah, you got them right, but I was doing my
to
thinking.
figure it out.
No, that's not good enough. Not good enough. You're sacked.
Anyway,
Um,
guys,
yep.
um,
Yeah, we'll see.
good show.
Yeah,
Um,
Next week's going to be interesting as well.
yeah, we'll see the
It's a
results of
big
the
week.
Clasico.
Yeah.
football. You got
Yeah.
El-Clasico. You got the Champions League,
Yep.
Premier League as well. It's
Mhm.
edging closer to the end of the season.
Well, we already know Liverpool's won it, but we want to see who's going to be in the top five.
Yeah.
Joshua's got a big, hard five games that we're going to win any of them.
We've got Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think we should just give them the game.
Nah. I don't know.
Just to secure the win.
What do you mean? They're just
Make
going to. They're
sure
playing
Arsenal
Tottenham.
don't-
They're playing Tottenham. They just have to win Tottenham or draw a point, and they're again.
Tottenham's
That's
going to
it.
field their under sevens team. Did you not see the
Yeah,
little?
yeah. We're not. They're not doing that.
We're not going there, guys.
Yeah, we're not going there. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Our links are socials links are down in the description, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you later.